Hello, I'm Brooke Campbell, Senior Anchor for National Library of Patient Rights and Advocacy. Friedreich's ataxia is a rare genetic condition that causes progressive nervous system damage. It may impact a patient's heart function over time. It affects movement, balance, and coordination. Symptoms usually start in childhood and get worse. FA affects approximately 1 in every 50,000 people in the United States. Globally, it affects 1 in every 40,000 people. Today, my guest, Hayden Howard. Hayden is our director of promotion, and she is also a patient with FA. Hayden is also a respected disability advocate and an ambassador for the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance, where she does extensive outreach and public awareness education. Today, we are going to learn more about FA and what advancements are being made. Welcome, Hayden, and thanks for joining us. First, explain Friedreich's ataxia from your perspective as a patient. Tell us about your journey so far with the disease.
Okay, Friedreich's ataxia. I got diagnosed when I was 11. I started getting testing done when I was younger. I think like my first MRI was when I was 8. My mom noticed that I could never really like run as quickly or like as straight as the other kids or hop on one foot. So I started getting MRI testing. And then I got diagnosed at 11. I played soccer in high school up until sophomore year. I think because I couldn't really run anymore. It was like getting a little bit harder to bend my knees. And so I stopped doing that and I could still pretty much walk okay. I would just sometimes be off balance. Um, Sometimes strangers just it kind of looks like a drunk walk, so they would stop you and kind of accuse me of being drunk. And then when I was 19, I got really sick with COVID and I was on bed rest for about 3 months. And then after that, I couldn't really walk independently anymore because all of my muscle had been deteriorated with FA. It's like as soon as you stop using it, you lose it because your brain forgets to make that muscle memory connection. So about 6 months ago, I'm now 23. I started using a wheelchair, but I can still manage stairs or like stand as long as I have something to hold on to. I just don't have any balance and my legs are pretty weak.
Thank you for sharing. And then, what is your role as an ambassador for FARA?
For Farah, so they don't have any specific assignments that you have to do. We just advocate together and use it as a platform, but we do have teams, like we have FA Hangouts, which is for adults and teens. I'm on the team hangout team. I recently joined that. So for that one, I make like trivia games that we can all play because teens with FA, we all have, or adults each have one Zoom a month just to kind of connect with people that understand what they're going through. So I'm making a trivia game for our next meeting, just kind of like as an icebreaker. And there's a graphics team, and there's a bunch of different other teams that everybody has separate assignments for, but that's optional to join as an ambassador. And then outside of that, I am working on planning an event in Columbus. I live in Central Ohio, so I'm trying to get an event started here for Farah because they do different events all over the country and we all get together and raise money and it's good to raise awareness and build visibility for the FA community.
It's really great. What advancements have been made in treating the disease since you were diagnosed, and what are the goals of the current research being done?
So back when I was diagnosed, there wasn't really any treatment. There was a few clinical trials I participated in when I was under 18 and I've done a couple in as an adult, but they've recently about 2 years ago, I think the FDA approved the first drug treatment for FA, which is called omavaloxolone, or it's commonly known as Skyclarys, and it helps like slowing progression and helping that neurological barrier kind of stay built over time. But they are currently working on gene therapy. So, are you familiar with that?
A little bit, but if you would like to explain it more too.
Yeah. So, from what I know, I'm not too like good with the scientific terminology or anything, but gene therapy essentially is they'll inject like I it's like sorry, I'm trying to think of the word. It is like affecting your genes though. They inject the medicine via IV, I believe, and whatever's in that medicine will travel and change your genes forever. And like so with FA we're missing frataxin, so it's kind of trying to get that frataxin in for one of them. Or there's like the cardio gene therapy, which is just to help your heart because some of people with FA have the cardiomyopathy and your heart's too thick, so it has to work really hard to pump blood. And over time, it gets larger. So, trying to keep it at that size, they do the gene therapy, but you can only do it once in your life. So that's kind of the downside is trying to wait to see like, hey, if I take this gene therapy, is it actually gonna work or is it not gonna work? And I'm like never gonna be able to try again. So it's a little bit of um a ball game with that.
It does seem a little helpful if it does work though. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
finally, are there some ways that folks can support the research?
Yeah, you can support the research by going to curefa.org or just sharing our posts on social media and trying to raise awareness for Friedreich ataxia as well. Our Instagram is curefa_org.
Thank you, Hayden Howard, for being my guest. This has been a very interesting conversation. I'm Brooke Campbell for the National Library of Patient Rights and Advocacy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.